Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charlton, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys that we definitely want you guys to stick around for. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So I'm already having fun with this show here today. Already having fun. Why? Because I know that these particular topics always create a lot of conversation whenever you're talking about basketball and you bring up these particular things. Now, as y'all know, inside the NBA, the trio in terms of like the basketball players that have been hosting that show since forever are Shaq, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley, and the moderator and Ernie Johnson. But these are the three guys, and they're all known for having various basketball opinions. But now we just recently got some news that we got the underground GOAT in Jamal Crawford, who's going to be the newest addition to the crew, and I personally love it. I personally love the addition of Jamal Crawford to the cast. I think that's an awesome pickup for Turner Sports, and I think, is it Turner? I believe it's Turner, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did the right thing. I think it's Turner. But anyway, so yesterday I was watching one of the segments from their show on YouTube, and actually this particular segment, in terms of the title of the video, was centered on Giannis. Like, we're asking the question, where does Giannis Antetokounmpo rank all time? But then when I clicked on the clip, they actually started talking about something else, and they started making some points about Kobe that I actually really enjoyed hearing. So what we want to do is we want to play the exchange now, and then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to it.
Because it's a conversation that's going to be had. Like,
I love these conversations.
No, I like this conversation because I ask my friends and my peers, people I see, when LeBron passes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar points, will that make him the greatest player ever? I hear a lot of great answers, but definitely, when you mention the greatest, it's him, Kobe, and Mike. So wish I was in that conversation. But
I know he went to Texas, but I'm counting, and that's 3. He said Kobe top 2, then he said LeBron is the greatest ever, so that would put him at 1, and then he said Michael's the GOAT.
I think he meant LeBron had the greatest total career. I think he meant Kobe's top 2 player, and Jordan was the best player.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Okay.
I love these conversations.
Where would you put Giannis?
Ooh.
That's what we're doing.
Get spicy, Lefko.
So there are conversations.
Listen, I'm going to tell you the back behind the story, because I said Giannis, when it's all said and done, is in my top 5. I think he has transcended the way the game is played, and I think he is top
5 right now?
Okay,
Hey, Shaq,
but listen, you're bringing conversations from behind out here. I haven't
Shaq,
solidified my list.
Shaq, why you sipping like that?
Because he's the main one.
Shaq, why you sipping like that? Shaq, do you not agree with that?
When I tell you that we have passionate conversations in the back, there are some that take it to another level. This was one of those conversations. You said you love these conversations.
Giannis is the man.
But you're not ready to say that.
No, it's not whether
He's still playing.
No, it's not. And the reason why I like this conversation is because everybody has a different opinion. I'm not going to argue with the lovely Candace Parker because she said Giannis is top 5. She says he's top 5. I don't have him in my top 5, but I'm not discrediting him. He's one of my favorite players. A great player.
So when it's all said and done, that's what I said.
So you heard what Shaq and Jamal Crawford had to say about Kobe Bryant being ranked. In the top 2 or top 3 players of all time. I think when you talk to most basketball fans, I think a lot of them, or at least a good amount of them, will consider Kobe, that trio of players, Kobe, LeBron, Michael Jordan, to be among the greatest players of all time. Those are usually the names that come up the most. And then, of course, you hear Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Sometimes you hear, Will Chamberlain. Now, if you listen very carefully to Shaq said he doesn't know what we can say in terms of the GOAT argument when LeBron finally reaches, when he eclipses Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record. And he then also went to say that, Shaq, Kobe, and LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, these are amongst the 3 greatest. And if you listen to Jamal Crawford, he has Kobe Bryant in his top 2. At least that's what I believe he has. From listening to Jamal Crawford talk basketball and talk about Kobe, I know he has him at least in his top 3. That I already know. But to address the point that Shaq made about LeBron scoring points and him having the all-time scoring record, and that making him the undisputed GOAT, we actually decided to put up a poll. Why? Because I never thought that just because you attained the scoring record, that made you the greatest player of all time. And this is the poll we put up. We put on our channel, the poll is simply this. If KD ultimately captures the all-time scoring record after LeBron, should he be considered the GOAT? Of the 3,300 people that have voted, 87% said no, and 13% said yes. Then I started reading through some of the comments, and some people were saying that this is silly. How could you say something like that? The GOAT argument has a lot more to do than this and this and this and this and this. And then I pinned a comment under the poll, and I said, I specifically put up this poll to show the stupidity of saying the GOAT of the NBA comes down to the scoring title. So we all know that even though you capture the scoring title, it does not make you the GOAT. There are more things that go into it that make you the greatest player of all time. Now, to Shaq's point, I personally believe that Kobe's in the top 3. Some people have him in the top 2. And if you have Kobe Bryant in the top 2, you're not going to get any disagreement for me. Now, I know a lot of basketball heads really have a high level of respect for Kobe Bryant. You know, I was watching a YouTuber that was totally enamored with the ability and the skill of Kobe Bryant, and he's like, this is the reason I think this guy is better than Kobe. I'm like, did you watch Kobe? And then the guy watches Michael Jordan. He's like, oh my God, Michael Jordan's so technically sound, and this and this and this. And I'm like, have you watched Kobe play basketball? A lot of people think that Kyrie Irving today is arguably the most skilled basketball player that we have in the NBA today. I think Kyrie, that's probably true, but I think you also have Nikola Jokic up there, and you have a few other players that we're not bringing up. But I think Kobe was way more skilled than Kyrie just because of his athleticism, what he could do with his athleticism above the rim. His height also played a role. I think he has better footwork. I think Kyrie obviously is a better ball handler, but I think Kobe Bryant has the better moves in terms of his post move. I think he has better footwork. I think Kobe Bryant is the most skilled basketball player I've ever seen, right behind Michael Jordan. So when people have him in that, when they have him in that upper echelon, I'm never surprised by it. And it's one of the reasons I'm quite surprised when some people say Kobe is not a top 5 player of all time or a top 10 player. You hear a few people out there, there's some murmurs back there where people say that Kobe Bryant is not a top 10 player of all time. I know those people are just being stupid. That I know that, right? They're just doing that to get a reaction out of people, because I don't understand how you can say something like that. It's almost as ridiculous as saying LeBron James is a top 20 player of all time. I mean, it's just really, really stupid. But for me, it was refreshing to hear these guys say that on TV, because usually what you get is you get a twerkathon. You get people coming up on TV, twerking it up all over the place, stinking up the joint. And now it's nice that you hear these guys, give Kobe his props, because a lot of cats been hating on Kobe. Let's just be honest. A lot of cats have been trying to find a way to silence the legacy of Kobe Bryant. You definitely saw that when they were discussing this whole greatest performances in terms of your scoring outputs, when they were looking at Donovan Mitchell's 71. And then I heard Nick Rice stupidly say that Donovan Mitchell's 71 is more impressive than Kobe's 80. This is stuff that people say. Like, this is what people say. Somebody scores 71 points in an era where they have more pace, with faster pace, more possessions, and in overtime. And Nick Rice can reach the conclusion that that guy had a better scoring game than the guy who scored 81 points in 4 quarters. The world we live in. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about the comments that they had to make? What do you think about some of the things we had to say? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.